Hey, cool cats, gonna read off some answers for some questions. Rock and roll. What old surfing song from the popular 1994 movie Pulp Fiction do you like more? Miserlou by Dick Dale or Rumble by Link Ray? I'm gonna say Rumble by Link Ray. I actually know that song more from the first episode of The Sopranos more than I do Pulp Fiction. I've only seen Pulp Fiction one or two times. Miserlou, I think I would hear on the Raving Rabbits game on the Wii. When you would just do the dancing, so yeah. When will you do the A part of this Q&A? Well, right now. Where do you get your ideas from? Sometimes when I'm in the drive-thru or just waiting in general, I will start making stupid fucking noises, and yeah. Thoughts on Nickelback? I think Photograph is a great song. Talking Heads, Devo, XTC, or Oingo Boingo. You know, it all comes in very different moods, I guess. Like, I think I've listened to Devo the most out of all of those bands, but I will say, yeah, fuck, that's a really hard question, honestly, dude. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, XTC, I guess. What are your thoughts on the JQ? If you want to shit on the Rothschilds or the Israeli government, it's like, that's fine, whatever. But I feel like sometimes a lot of JQ sprouting people are very nonsensical and obnoxious. Like when you say Noam Chomsky and Ben Shapiro are secretly best friends because they're Jewish with no other proof or anything else, you kind of look lazy and you make your whole viewpoint look very, very shallow. And, you know, I'm going to get a lot of people kind of like mad here, but pretty much like every negative thing you could say about your perception of Jewish people, you could easily apply that to Protestants. I mean, maybe that's just my vulgar Catholic upbringing speaking, but to say Protestants have never profited from the suffering of others is kind of nonsensical. So if you want to be anti-Semitic, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. But if you act like only the Jews are capable of greed and no one else, then you're kind of stupid. Would you prefer to make content that panders to an audience for more views or just whatever you want? Sometimes I get an itch to make something very clickbaity for the views, but a lot of times I just kind of make what I want. What's your favorite retro game console? I don't really know what qualifies as retro anymore. Like the GameCube, could that technically be a retro console? Because I would say that if we're talking about like 90s and 80s, I'm not really, I don't really go back and play a lot of those games, but I will say that the Super Nintendo is the objective answer. Will we ever hear more of your stories? I thought Disco the Barbarian was pretty neat. Yeah, I definitely do want to, I'm not the best writer, but I do want to try to write more fiction. If you go on my Twitter, you could see a writing I did of this kind of like story pitch thing. I call it American Roy. So yeah, you could check that out on my Twitter. Do you have any hope for the future? Do you have any advice for people who hate the present? No. What led you to cranking off the Christmas with the Cranks? Was the internet down or did you not know porn existed yet? I mean, I watched the scene of Jamie Lee Curtis in a bikini is on YouTube, and I've seen that so many times. She's just like, she looks so beautiful in that movie. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis didn't really do it for me in True Lies, but in Christmas with the Cranks, it's just such beauty, you know, just the right areas, just, oh, she has like just the way she looks, you know, she has a good body, just perfect. Just the perfect woman is Jamie Lee Curtis in Christmas with the Cranks. If you can't appreciate her beauty in that movie, then you know what? You're still a boy, okay? You're just a dumb fucking dweeb, you know? What separates the boys from the men is, you know, do you find Jamie Lee Curtis attractive in that movie? And she's stellar, just fucking stellar. What movie should I watch tonight? You should watch the 1990 legal thriller starring Harrison Ford, Presumed Innocent. It's a great movie. I might have to make a review on that movie because it's one of my favorite movies. It just has such a very, very depressing tone. And there's so many scenes in that movie that really do kind of symbolize this very, very dreaded setting of this movie. It's just such a powerful movie. What is your actual favorite cartoon? Okay, you can't make fun of me for this, but Code Geass. Really like how you don't try to hide the fact that you're a guy in his bedroom making videos with only what you have at your disposal. With that being said, if you were to upgrade anything for vids in terms of equipment, what would it be? Are you happy living here versus other countries? Living in the States is kind of like living in a dystopian cyberpunk sometimes. There is a lot of crazy shit, and there are times where I am envious of other countries, but I will admit, it's better to live here in the States than a country where the water is just completely fucking toxic. So who knows what's going to happen in 5 or 10 years, but America has its perks. Or what, Eve, there's something about the chaotic nature of it that I kind of love. Maybe it's just me being a Simpsons fan. Also, I've never even been outside of the United States, not even for a vacation. I fucking hate airplanes, and I'm also so used to living in America. I don't think I would be able to live anywhere else, to be honest. Are you into anything artsy like painting or sculpture? If you go on my Twitter, I do draw a lot, but it's nothing like super professional. I like to draw sketches and very cartoony images. That's about it on my draw pad. I know this is a gay normie question, but are you in uni? No, I'm not a trust fund piece of shit. Do you listen to Cumtown? In 2019, I had a delivery job, and I would listen to a lot of Cumtown because listening to podcasts and music were the only things keeping me sane, especially since I was working 7 days a week actually. And I kind of stopped listening to too much Cumtown though, because I guess I kind of got jealous. Man, damn, these guys are getting paid a lot for this fucking shit. And it's I start getting jealous, but every once in a while I'll watch clips on YouTube or listen to a full episode. It's a fine podcast. Who is your favorite punk band? Well, punk is very vague. We're talking pop punk, proto-punk, synth punk, whatever. I'm going to assume you just mean regular punk, so pardon if I sounded a bit pretentious there. I think our society's fetishization of who's punk is kind of annoying. When I hear liberals and conservatives argue with each other over which side or which ideology is more punk, I just kind of stand in the background going I'm a fucking adult. Who cares who the fuck is more punk or rock? So I'm just not really big into the punk aesthetic or whatever. And a lot of punk bands, they sound fine, but I just find a lot of them to be kind of disposable. I will say, I think the Misfits always had a really cool sound to them. Always had. If I had to choose favorite, it would probably be Dead Kennedys, because I think Dead Kennedys always stood out because I think they always kind of stood for something. They weren't really concerned about their image of being punk. They had a clear set of there's an ideology to the Dead Kennedys, or at least the 80s interpretation, not whatever the fucking weird new version of Dead Kennedys is. But yeah, I think compared to Black Flag, which is Black Flag's alright, but every song just sounds like my war, you're one of them, you say that you're my, just a bunch of whining, and it's okay. Whereas Dead Kennedy's always just fun satire. So tell me, Synth, unironically, what show do you prefer better, South Park or Family Guy? Ooh, I think it's kind of hard. I think when South Park falls flat, it really, really falls when Like, most Family Guy episodes are pretty much on the same wavelength of being okay, you know? Like, just okay. Where South Park is either, like, really good or really bad, so kind of hard. Favorite Devo album? Honestly, Total Devo has been growing on me, like, a lot. Favorite musicians / bands? Missing Persons, Magazine, Cardiacs, Adam and the Ants, Strawberry Switchblade, XTC, MGMT, The Dam, Stan Widgray, The Waves, Chorus Girl, 100 Gex, Devo, Splendora, Wall of Voodoo, Plimsouls, Laura Branigan, The Kinks, Pointer Sisters, The Waitresses, Cindy Greco, Real Big Fish, Easy TV, Thundercat, Beach Fossils, and so much more. Why do you still make videos? I do not know. Thank you for watching this Q&A. If I didn't answer your question, sorry, just kind of wanted to keep this video slim. Peace out.